I actually made a video on Monday to post. I said that I would do videos every Sunday, but I was too busy on Sunday, so I did it on Monday morning, and then I was running late to class, so I didn't get to upload it, but yeah. Then my camera thing that I do it through decided it didn't want to work anymore, so I had to upload a new version and I lost my video, so I had to redo one, and it's Wednesday now, so it's a little late for an update, but I'll do one anyway, and it's probably gonna be like 3 parts because last week there's just so much going on, so much happened, so there's so much to update. Yay! But I'll do it in 3 parts so that you could pick and choose which ones you watch, or watch all of them at different times, or at the same time if you have no life. That's cool too. So, Monday of last week, we started orientation, but I didn't know that. I didn't get an email saying that International Student Orientation was on that day. I didn't even know there was such thing as that. So I ended up walking to campus. I went to Accommodation Services to ask them about how I move out and when I can move out, all that stuff, whatever. And then I walked to campus to kind of look around. I went into one of the student centers to ask a few more questions, like where to get my ID, where to get my class schedule, because I didn't know yet. And they said, they're like, you should be in orientation. You should probably get going because it started like an hour ago. And I was like, oh my god. So luckily the building was right next door, so I just ran over there real quick and hopped in to a seat. So I had orientation for like most of the day, pretty much. It went until about noonish, and then I went to the grocery store down the street. It was like a 10-minute walk there from campus. It wasn't bad at all. And got my groceries. I got a few groceries, and then I walked back to my dorm, which is up a hill. It's like go through campus, and then it's straight up a hill like this, and then it kind of flattens out, and then straight up another hill like this, and I was dying. I had to stop and chug my orange juice because I was so thirsty and just so tired. It was terrible. So I got back to my room, and I relaxed for like 15 minutes, and then had to go back down to orientation. And with that one, I got my class schedule and figured out how to log into the email, and also find where it's kind of like Blackboard, but they use something called Milo instead. So I did that, or got that stuff, and then I also got my ID, so I got all that done in one day. It was fantastic. After that, I came back to my room, and then I read my Kindle for a little bit outside because it was nice out. But I was homesick, and I was really sad and alone, so I came back in my room and I watched Jenna Marbles videos because she makes me laugh and it cheered me up, and then I went to sleep. And I woke up early to a thunderstorm, which was really kind of upsetting because according to our dorm orientation, like where I live, we were supposed to go to the beach that afternoon, and it was thundering, like really loud, and pouring down rain, so I was really worried that we wouldn't go, but I ended up falling back asleep, and then I woke up and it was slightly sprinkling, so it wasn't bad. It wasn't storming anymore. And then I went back down to campus for more orientation stuff, which ended up being really pointless, and so we left early. I met a girl from Iowa State that is here, and a girl from New York. And so all three of us left early. They went off and did their own thing, and then I went to open my bank account so I have money, and came back and looked at an expo, and it's kind of like just a bunch of different information booths, free cupcakes, which is why I went. And that was really pointless and stupid, but whatever. So after that, walked back to my dorm and met with people that lived here or whatever. Like, they call us the freshies because we're new. We're technically freshmen. I mean, I'm not a freshman, but according to them, we are. And then we had our all week leaders, orientation week leaders. So we all got in a bus and went down to the beach, but it was still kind of sprinkling and raining and cold, so not a lot of people got in the water, mainly because it's freezing cold water and it was cold outside, so it was a terrible idea. But apparently, if there's like a list of things that people were given at the beginning of orientation week that I didn't get because I didn't go to the beginning of orientation week, but there are certain things you could do throughout the week to get fresher points to go towards your team. There are 4 teams. There's blue, which is the team I was on, and then green, orange, and purple. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that was it. And so basically, people would do silly, crazy things to get points all week, and one of them was to jump into the water in the freezing cold. So a few of the guys did it and got points. But then after that, we pretty much just hung out. Me and the girl I met from New York played on the playground, which was fun. And then we cooked out, had a barbecue thing, and after everybody got done eating, they made us do a speed dating thing. So the girls had to get in a circle, and the guys got in a circle out on the outside of them, and they each had a minute to talk to us. And it was pretty much like the same thing, like, hi, my name is blah blah, and then the girl's like, oh, my name is blah blah, and I'm from so and so, where are you from? Oh, that's cool, what are you doing here, what are you studying, and how long are you here for, and blah 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 blah. So it was a lot of people to meet, but I met a few pretty cool people. Luckily I know some of their names finally after a week of hanging out with them, but at first it was like, I'm never gonna remember this. But yeah, so then after that we went back, and that night we had a party, and it was called a 2 for 1, or 2 is better than 1, I don't remember, it was something like that. Basically what they made us do was we got there, and we had to find a partner from a different team, and we had to tie our wrists together. We got these cloths that we were supposed to wear around our wrists that were the color of our team, and we had to use those to tie tie our wrists to each other. My first partner was the girl I met from New York. We kind of cheated and picked someone we knew, but we were silly and we tied our opposite wrists together. So it was really awkward to walk around. One of us had to walk backwards or awkwardly have our arm across our body. So it was kind of funny, but yeah, so that wasn't too bad. And then in order to get a drink, you had to do a challenge they gave you. They passed out little pieces of paper that had a challenge, and you had to do it. One of them was to serenade one of the O-Week leaders. Another one was to compliment an O-Week leader or hug one. The worst one I heard was my partner got it, and she had to make a realistic orgasm sound or noise. And yeah, it was pretty bad, but after that, they're like, yeah, just keep going, just go get drinks. We're really sorry about that one. I think she's the only one that got it, because I didn't hear anybody else do it. But yeah, and then after about a half hour of doing that, they made the singles and go on one side of the room, and then people who were in a relationship go on the other. And you had to get tied up with someone from the opposite sex. I got to go with this kid who's from Australia. He was really nice. He's got a twin that's actually in the same dorm as us. And so me and him, we just walked around and talked and drank and stuff, and it was a good time. And then after about a half hour of that, our O-Week leader, one of them, came running up to us and was like, you need to go outside really quick, you and your brother. So my partner dragged me outside with him and his brother. And we got out there, and there were guys undressing, and I was just standing there like, what the hell's going on? And our O-Week leader was like, oh, it's tradition for the people to like do the naked run and stuff at different events, and you get a lot of fresher points for doing it. Girls can do it in bra and underwear if you want to do it, and my partner was really shy, and he was like, no, I don't want to. I don't think I'm going to do it, but me, I'm crazy, and I was like, oh my gosh, you should totally do it. I'll do it with you in my bra and underwear. If you do it, you have to, and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, all right, okay, yeah, let's do it. So me and him were about to do it, but then they came back out, and they're like, no, we're done for right now. We'll do it later tonight. And I was like, I'm not going to do it later tonight, but my partner ended up was like, no, I don't want to do it at all. And I was like, okay. But we went back inside, and yeah, the rest of the night it was lots of dancing, lots of fun, and randomly naked men walking around holding their junk with their little butts jiggling. It was just so gross. I've never laughed so hard. It was just awful. And yeah, so that was funny. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then, let's see, Wednesday, I don't remember what we did. I have to get my list back out because I have no idea what we did. Because there's just so much crap. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Wednesday we had to get up early. We had to get up at like 6:30 in the morning and meet at one of our meeting spots in our pajamas. So I wore I would say footy pajamas. Terrible, terrible idea, because I didn't know we were going to end up having to run later on that day. But yeah, I had to run in my footy pajamas and my Ugg boots, or my fake Ugg boots that I have, around town, and it just sucked. But we walked from our accommodation to town. There's McDonald's in town we walked to, and we had to hold hands the entire time with one other person. It was like junior high, or not even junior high, it was like awkward like junior high, but it was like kindergarten again. And I got to partner up with the guy that I'd been partnered with at the party the night before, so that was kind of nice. We knew each other, and we were able to talk some. And there's this thing they would yell out dead ants, and we had to all fall on our backs and wiggle our arms and legs like we were dead. And they would do it randomly, and it was usually on the pavement, so it hurt. I ended up like bruising my tailbone from doing it all week, but it was kind of funny. And then we also passed a phone booth, and apparently it's tradition to see how many freshers they can fit into it. So they start piling people in, and then they go, oh, we need someone really small to sit in on the ground in this space right here. And then we could pile people on top of that person. Angie, you do it. You're small. And I'm like, what? I don't know why I got volunteered, but everybody was pushing me into it, so I was like, fine. And I sat down, and I had one girl being levitated over my head. Like I had guys' crotches like on either side of my face, and then above me they held their hands like this, like cheerleaders would do, and then a girl put her feet on it, and she stood up inside the booth over my head. It was kind of terrifying because they could have easily dropped her onto me and it would have hurt. And then I had 3 girls piled onto my lap, like sitting on me. But we ended up getting like 13, I think, 13 or 14, so that was a pretty good number, I thought. So we went to McDonald's. We had to sing our order, or we got deducted points. So, of course, most of us sang. Some of the people didn't care enough. But then after that, we walked some more, got a few more tours, and then, got to see part of the city and everything. And then to get back to campus, we had to do not an obstacle course. It was like a scavenger hunt sort of thing. We had to find an O-Week leader. And, yeah, so I will tell you about that in my next video, because these videos can only be 15 minutes long, and I'm already at 14 minutes. So, obstacle course, not obstacle course. That race thingy will be in my next video.